Hey, what's going on, you guys? Welcome to CCxRC. In this video, we're going to take a look at the brand new Furitek Python Pro with the built-in receiver in it. It comes in two variations, one that comes with a remote control like this, and one that does not. And so I think it's $140 without, $150 with the radio. And really, we're going to talk about who this is geared toward. We're going to unbox this, show you what you get in the package, and then we're going to install it into an SCX24. You could put it into an AX24. There's actually lots of options, and basically, you could plug in several things. There's like 3 channels that you could plug into. We'll look at that in a minute. But who is this for? We're going to talk about that. Also, if you stick around to the end of this video, I have a brand new crawler track, indoor one here, that we're going to run this on at the end so you guys can see the performance of it. I haven't really run it much yet. I haven't run it with this truck at all, so I'm curious to see how it'll do. But my buddy Rick from 124 Mop with the portable crawler trailer, you guys have seen it in my videos, that's super cool. Well, this is what he had before that, and so he's given this to me, and so I've got it set up here in the studio, and I'm super excited to be able to use it for videos. So thank you, Rick, for that. You guys go check him out on Facebook, 124 Mop. We'll put a link down in the description below for you. But really quickly, who's this for? The changeover on these has always been one of those things where it's like, oh my gosh, there's all these steps. You make one change to like your electronics, and then it's a snowball effect, right? So if you want to put in a brushless motor, you have to get an upgraded ESC to handle that. Well, now with these new ones, you can't just use your old receiver, because it's a combo unit in these. It's a receiver ESC built into this. And here, it's both. So if you want to use this ESC anymore because it only does brushed, you have to get a different ESC. Well, now you don't have the receiver to use, so you have to get a different receiver, which means you got to get a different remote control or radio control to control it. And it all snowballs from there. What Furitek is doing here is they're selling an option for you of a very popular ESC that they make, the Python. Super, super capable and big BEC in it, 5 amp, which is why I want to put it in here to get more speed to my servo. This is one of my comp trucks. It's class 2, so it's got smaller tires on it. It's a brushed motor, which is key in our classes, and it has the stock rails on it. So this has stock shocks. There's a lot of stock on this. It's actually running stock ESC. Basically, I've changed the motor, and I've changed the servo, and then I've done metal parts down below, weighted it down. But a lot of this looks pretty stock up top, and that's because it is. So say you wanted to do something and upgrade yours, you start doing it, and then you run into, well, now I need a new radio. I don't have radios, I don't receivers, all that stuff. It gets really, really, really expensive, even beyond the expense of a nice high-end ESC like this. So they're coupling this now so that you can buy this with a radio so that you're ready to go. These just pair up together, and then you can connect it either to your brush motor or to a brushless motor in this thing, and you'll be ready to go and keep rolling. So kind of making it a little bit simpler for you. Anyway, that's a lot to say. Let's open this up, let's get inside, and let's take a look at it. Sorry about that. I was really trying to get to this part, but I really wanted to explain who this was for up front. I do want to say thank you to Furitek. They did send this out to me in order to test it. I'm using one of my Hobby Plus remotes here. They didn't send me the one that came with the radio because they knew that I had radios, and I said I didn't need one. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to open this up, take a look at all the included components, and then get going. So this is a 40 amp ESC with like 70 amp burst. All right, look at that. Yeah, so they're saying it has integration on it. You can see on the side here, that's where you can plug in the little adapter that they're going to have in there for power. Your motor's going to plug in there, and then you've got your channels that'll plug in here that they have regular receiver style plugs off of, and then your battery goes right there. All right, so that looks nice. Nice aluminum case on it, very nicely built, nice and rugged, waterproof with these. And then you got this bag of cables here. This is the on-off switch if you want to use it. If you don't use it, when you plug in the battery, it just is on. When you unplug it, it's off. Some people like that. This is a Traxxas style connector there. Not made by Traxxas, but it will work with their batteries. These are going to be the 3 receiver style plug adapters. Then you have 2 other battery options here that you can use for your battery. If you want to extend it right off of here, you can plug these in, and then your battery has an extender. I'm going to use SCX24 batteries, so we're going to set up like that. We're going to plug this in so we have a little bit more options when we do the on-offing it for binding. And I only have one thing I'm going to plug into this receiver right now. So there. And that just popped out. So that's pretty much how I'm going to run it for this one. If you're going to run dual steering, you'd want another one. I don't really want to run 2 servos with this radio, so we're just going to leave it as is. Now you can see in here what I'm running: the Baby Goliath motor, brass mofo, 4 links down below, brass wheels here. I've got my sapling inserts in here with Patagonia tires, and the Mighty Eagle servo up front. Let me quickly just do a demo here of the speed of this. These radios actually, I would say, are pretty smooth. The main thing that I'm wanting with this is more servo power, and I may even upgrade my servo on here just so I can get a little bit more speed. I mean, that's pretty quick for a stock setup out of a, if you need to wiggle walk a little, but they are, I would say they're pretty smooth here against resistance with these. This particular, let's just get something in front of it here. The ESC that came in this, a little bit of a pause there, needs a little more power input in order to climb this. But overall, I do like it. So we're going to show this ESC in here. I might switch it out later, so I'm not going to make it permanent. What I'm going to do is we're going to shut all of this off. Going to unplug the battery, and we're going to unplug here the motor, because we're going to have to plug that in, and we also are going to unplug our servo, because those are the things that we're going to need. All right, so first things first, I'm going to plug in to channel 1. You can kind of see which sides are curved for it to fit. Yeah, that's the right way. There that is. Slide it in. That's ready to go. And then I actually don't need this extension where I'm going to put this right now, because I'm actually just going to seat this right on here. Now what I'm going to also do is, you can see that this motor has a 3-pin. It's got 3 different spots for that motor wire to go. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to plug in the 2 here, and we're going to keep the point the same way. There's like a notch in this. I'm going to put that notch the same way, and I'm just going to line up on the left 2. And we'll call that good. And I'm just going to put it in just like that. And that should work all right. So those are the 2 things. And make sure this is in the off position. And honestly, maybe I won't actually do the motor yet. We'll get it all bound up first. What we're going to do next is I'm going to bind the radio. So I'm going to put it in bind mode, because this is going to turn on, I guess, in bind mode. So this is coming from our battery, and we're going to plug it in here. Actually, I might pull this out because there's a blinking light that I want to see on the side. Plug it in, and then we're going to turn it on. So it's flickering. And this is still flickering too. I'm going to just try turning it off. Turning on. Oh, and that just went solid. All right. Put that back in place. There it went. So it seems snappier already. Whew. All right, so I'm going to turn it off, and we're going to plug the motor in now. And I'm going to do the same thing that I just mentioned. Once I get all this set, I'm probably going to remove that on-off switch so that it'll just be whenever I plug the battery in, it'll be in the on mode. All right. So the motor's now plugged in. Turn it back on. Oh, there we go. I also have this overdriven. Let's see how we do here. Oh yeah, this has FOC technology as well. Nice. All right. So that's how quickly that's all set up. I have adjustments here for my steering trims. I can reverse steerings and reverse throttle if I needed to. But also in the app, we've got some adjustments that we need to make. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna open up our Furitek app. I've already had this plugged in. I've kind of redone this to show you how it worked. I've been messing with it just to make sure I could present this well for you. And we see here the PIR, and it also just kind of just jumped in there. If you didn't do that, you'd have to tap on it and it'll ask for a password. Mine was, it's just 1234. It got me in. I went to advanced settings. Here you can choose what type of motor you're running and what type of crawler you're running. And then it also allows you to choose whether it's brushed or brushless. So right here, I chose brushed. It was in brushless mode, but now it's brushed. Definitely want to make sure that you do that. This is where I changed the name, and I called it the ID theft. That way, if I'm in a group of people, which a ton of people have these, when I want to change my Bluetooth, I know which one is mine. You can also change the password from what it was with the 1234 if you did have a password on it. Current protections, none. I would go back. Running mode, here you can change the motor direction if you need to. That just jumped out on me. You can change your voltage for your servo, 5.5, 74, 84. And then you've got, so if I wanted to do this servo at a higher, this could kill this one. And I know that, luckily I know who makes them. And you get tons more speed, but you may end up cooking it. So you definitely want to keep an eye on temps and stuff like that if you do up your voltages. Especially if you're holding it in a direction, that's when you're really going to start feeling that thing cooking. I'm going to leave it at that because I want to see it, how it does at 7.4 volts. I definitely want that speed if I can get it. And I'll be able to tell you guys how it went as you void your warranty with me. Just kidding. All right, so calibration. Do you want to calibrate? Yes. So here's where we're going to set up our radio. We're going to calibrate the throttle, so set it to 0, hit OK, max speed, pull the trigger all the way. You'll see it making the adjustment in red there, OK. Then full brake. Now you've successfully calibrated your radio to it. Now I'm going to save it. Boom. That's the basic stuff I'm going to do right away here. There's a lot more in this app that you can do with throttle curves, all of that, as you want to set that and fine tune it. Got battery settings here. Letting us know what kind of current and power we've got. That's new. I don't remember that. That's pretty cool. Throttle, that's what we just done. Throttle curve. Then you got your telemetries and all that in here as well. So, pretty slick, guys. I'm just going to leave this other stuff in here because we may be moving some of it back. I am going to do, like I said, we're going to take the power off, like so. And I'm going to remove this just so I don't, it's a thin wire. And since I'm not mounting it very well, I just want to get it out of the way for when we're doing our little test run here. Because I need to slide this like to the side for right now because it's hitting when we're trying to close the lid. Still hitting. So I just need to kind of tuck this down in here. And then we'll just do a little run with it. And then I'm going to decide what truck I want to actually run this in. All right, guys, here we go. Little look at this crawler course here that my buddy Rick gave me. We'll wheel walk a little here. Give ourselves a better drop. Now I'm going to tell you the body's going to pop off a lot on this because it does not have a very secure, just the Velcro is shot, and the way that we've got this all kind of propped in there, I just guarantee that the body's going to constantly be popping up. Look at that cool line. We got to cross over. See if we can split this gap here too. Climb him up in there. Drop down. Nice. A little stuck there. Oh, got myself in a predicament now. Oh, come on. Bring it around. Bring that front end around. Nope. Dang it. I just did this, but I wasn't filming. Let me see how hot my servo is, because I have it cranked. It's not too bad. All right. Just testing. Just seeing what it can handle. Because I was working it a little bit before in the other video that wasn't recording. But I did not drop off like I did. Man, both these times just did a terrible job coming out of that. Oh, now I see why Rick said this thing will break your truck. He said, "Don't be careful, because this track can be brutal on some parts. You wouldn't think it, being a foam course, but it'll tear them up." Get some traction here. Come on. I need those saplings to hook up. There it goes. Drop down here. Oh, we're falling. I think I'm fully hung up there. Oh, careful. Oh, dropped it. So this one, I think with big tires would be a little easier than with these little ones. Right here, making this corner. I'll watch it here. Did not make it that time. I got some long truck issues going on here. No, last run I got it to here, and I got it even above this. We got it to hook up and do that. There. We could not make this corner though. Oh. So a step further. Oh, I did it. I was not expecting to do that because I was not able to do it last time. I don't know if this is climbable. Haven't tried it yet. It's pretty steep. Come on, baby. Need a winch. This would be really tough if there's a gate here. You'd probably need a winch to get you up that. All right, but what about if we use a different angle? All right, we're gonna go around. Drop in here. Wheels on. Now what's cool here is there's a couple of options. This can actually pivot like so. I need to do a little repair on the one. But yeah, pretty rad, huh? So you can have like a step maybe going up like so. Get over it. There it goes. Make a little maneuver here. See if we can get it climbing up. That's what we want to do. Here we go. Go into the bowl. Oh, we're gonna drop in. There it is. This truck just handles so good, and having a better ESC, a little more power up there in the steering servo is fantastic. How do I want to come down from here? All of these look really gnarly. All of the ways. This is brutal. I'm gonna drop in and just die. Oh, well. No, it's lifting. Nope. Come on back in. Oh, yeah. There we go. And now we're back to the brutal climb here at the corner. Got to line this up just right. Oh, coming off the table. All right, I want to try one other thing over here. He said this is what breaks the stuff, is trying to climb up this little guy here. So I just want to see. Oh, yeah, that's bad. Okay. Probably a four-wheel steer would be the best way to get through here. Trying to find a little pivot point here. Oh, I'm already bound up. And the motor's saying, I hate you. I'm not going to keep working. Now the servos are... Everything's kind of just dying on me. Saying I'm too bound up. Oh, it's sucking itself under. Yeah, I can see how that's tricky. Wow. And now we're stuck. Wow. I wonder though, can we come down it? Is that doable? And what does that look like? Oh, we're getting stuck. Okay, so that was doable. Oh, and then I rolled it. Yeah, this is tricky. They made some tough lines on this. Man, if you had gates on here, you definitely have to have winches for sure. Because it would get gnarly. Even the easy stuff is gnarly on here. I mean, the whole thing's like struggle bus. Now, I wonder about coming up this. Oh, I got sucked into that. Got to keep a tire over, I think. Easier said than done. Keep them over here. Keep that rear tire up. Don't fall. Do not get sucked in. Oh, you did it. Oh, gosh. Why would you do that? Don't get sucked in. You're going to do it. Oh, oh, hey. High centered. There it is. Oh. I'm so good at crawling. I amaze myself sometimes. Side hill it here. Can we save it? Oh man. That's all kinds of goner right there. Let's try and go this way maybe at the beginning. And then change. Get up. Get up. Get it. Get over it. You got it. There. Oh, wow. Not for the faint of heart. This is some crazy stuff. Oh, this looks like it'd be a cool line. Oh, missed it. Oh, it makes me want to do it. It just makes me want to keep going for it. Can I do it? Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Stay on. Stay on. Move. Oh, you're pretty hung up. Oh, you're moving. You're moving forward. Oh, I love you. That was cool. If I go to the right, I don't know what I'll be except for stuck. This would need a stack of rocks in here or something. Kind of no man's land. Wow, very fun. You could drop in here if you wanted to. This bowl, however, right here, I gotta fix that piece. You can get through it this way, but the coming up this way is a no-go. Just there's a ridge there. Right there, it sticks. Get it. Boom. How hot are we getting? That's not too bad. And actually, the servo's not too bad either. I'm shocked. I was just working it. This way, though, is doable. There it was. Hold on to it. It's pretty steep. Again, that would probably benefit from a couple rocks. So I need to find some lava rocks or something that are kind of red to match this. And just kind of put them in a few spots like that as just little helpers to bridge between where these are. But again, all these you could just take out and you can flip it if you wanted, if you got bored with the way it was. You can do it that way. Same with this, flip it around, make the terrain a little different. Like that. Ish. There it went. You do it like that. Or just move them completely. Put this here, slide it around, and redo it all. So very cool, and thank you, Rick, for that. And lots more coming from here, guys. Anyway, that's a quick look at the Furitek Python that we just installed in this guy.